Welcome back, you beautiful and crazy watch people. My name is Josh Town and this is the Town Watch. Thank you for stopping by today. And I'm excited about this video because we're talking about an exciting watch, a new release watch from the micro brand BALTIC. It is their MR01 micro rotor dress watch, and it is a beautiful piece. I've had it for a number of weeks now. I ended up being quick on the trigger and purchasing this watch before they sold out, and they sold out really quickly. So privileged to have the silver dial version. Each version is limited to 200 pieces, and these are selling for close to double as I've seen on eBay. So it's kind of interesting to see that happen. So there's a lot of hype around this piece right here, and I want to kind of ask the question today, does it live up to the hype? And so I'm going to share my opinion about that question, and hopefully you can make your own judgment at the end of this video. So thank you for stopping by. Without further ado, let's jump in and do the full review of the BALTIC MR01. Alright, here it is, the BALTIC MR01, the silver dial version. And as you flip the watch over, you can see that micro rotor movement with that large open case back. We'll talk more about that movement here in a moment. Let's jump into the specs and features of this beautiful dress piece from BALTIC. It is the Hangzhou caliber 5000A. That's that movement that's being used here. It is a boxed Hesalite crystal that protrudes a few millimeters out of the case. Case material is stainless steel. Case diameter 36 millimeters as I measured it. Case thickness 10 millimeters as I measured it. Lug to lug 43.7 millimeters. Lug width 20 millimeters. Band material is a nice Italian calf leather. Water resistance is 30 meters. Weight is 47.2 grams, and the MSRP price is $630 US. But these sold out, and they sold out really quickly. They're limited to 200 pieces per dial color. There are 3 different variations. I chose to go with this silver dial because I feel like silver dial watches go with a lot of different clothing, blacks and blues if you change the straps, so that's what I liked about it. There is a 2-year warranty on this watch, which I think is great. It shows you that BALTIC is not scared to use this movement that is a little bit unknown of how it will function. It's kind of new to the watch world, only been used in watches for maybe just a couple years now. So having that 2-year warranty, they're putting their name behind a movement like this, and I think that goes a long way. But let's talk a little bit more about this Hangzhou caliber 5000A micro rotor movement. It's a 33 joule movement, 42-hour power reserve, beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It is hand winding. As far as I can tell with information I've read, it's not a hacking movement, but I want to share something interesting about that here in a second. And the accuracy is supposed to be around plus 20 to negative 20 seconds per day, according to an article that I read. But I want to show you something interesting. So it's not a hacking movement, and I just found this out by chance, but as you pull out the crown, it's just a simple push-pull crown. So the crown is fully out, and you can see the seconds are still running there. And you can adjust the time forward as you would do, and the seconds is continuing to run, as you can tell. Something I noticed as you move the hands backwards, now it's not doing it. As you move the hands backwards, the second hand stops. It's completely stopped. So I'm not sure if that's supposed to happen, if it's common or whatnot, but now that it's stopped, you move it forward and it goes again. You put it back again and it stops. So I'm not sure if that's an issue or that's just something that's normal, nothing really to worry about. I really don't know. Maybe someone can share your thoughts down below. But as you push this crown back in, the seconds hand is still stopped. I don't really know what's going on here. I'm trying to wind it a little bit. The crown is pushed in. Maybe I need to shake it a little bit, get it going. Interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. Okay, now the second hand is running again. Well, sometimes that happens on camera, things that you can't explain and don't know what's going on. I don't know if that's an issue. You guys can let me know down in the comments below what you think just happened there. And maybe I'll reach out to Baltic and share this video with them so they can let me know what they think also. But this is that Hangzhou caliber 5000A. And I'm interested to see, as people use this watch in everyday life over time, to see how this movement really holds up. So my initial thoughts about this watch, when I first saw those pictures, when it was announced and when it was released, I thought this is a stunning dress watch. I was intrigued by that micro rotor movement. I didn't have any experience with micro rotor movements at all. And so I was quick on the trigger and was able to pick one of these up. The question is it for me? Is it worth the price? Does it live up to the hype? We'll answer those questions as we go along here. But again, these are limited to 200 pieces. Mine is number 30. They actually write that information in between the lugs, and they also write some other information here. Baltic micro rotor automatic movement stainless steel. Definitely fortunate to get one. But you'll have to watch the rest of this video to see if I think it'll be staying in my collection or not. The case on this watch is small at 36 millimeters, but I feel it wears a little bit larger than that, maybe at 38 millimeters. That's my own feeling, but I felt like it wears a little bit bigger than that 36 millimeters. I'm very impressed by the finishing of this watch, and I won't be able to do it justice here on my channel. Other channels have great photography and macro videography, but in person, the polishing on the bezel and on the tops of the lugs is really, really great. The brushing on the sides of the case is really soft and well done. You do get drilled lugs here, as you can see, and those lugs have a nice turn down to them. You get a nice open case back that is large, lets you see that fairly nicely decorated movement that is here. I'm not sure how it will look under macro photography or videography, but from afar, this micro rotor movement does not look too bad. I can't help but wonder how this watch might have looked with an 18 millimeter lug width instead of a 20 millimeter lug width. I would have been interested to see the difference there in just those couple millimeters. But overall, this case shape is really nice, and I think it works well and can be worn probably for men and for ladies, being that 36 millimeter size. The crown on this watch is 5.8 millimeters as I measured it, and it's just a simple push-pull crown, and it has a thin profile, so it hugs the case nicely, but I did find that it is a little hard to wind there as it's against the case, but maybe that's just me. The dial on this watch, let's talk about the dial. I really enjoy it. Everything about this dial, from the subtle sand texture that is here to the applied Breguet numerals, and even to the placement of that large second subdial. Some people were complaining about where the subdial was placed. It should have been at 6 o'clock, some people were saying. But for me, I don't think it does harm to the dial by being placed there kind of in between the 7 and 8 location. Would it have been nice at 6 o'clock? I'm sure it would have been too, but I'm not bothered by the placement of that beautiful guilloche subdial that is there. You get this railroad brushed stainless steel track around the outside as well. You get some nicely polished hands there for the minute and hour hand, and just a really simple but elegant looking dial that I think a lot of people are going to enjoy. Really, I don't have anything negative to say personally about the dial on this watch. Of course, there's no lume on this watch, as you probably already guessed, so we'll jump right to talking about the strap. The strap is very impressive as well. It's very pliable right out of the box. You're not going to need a break-in period with this strap at all. I love the green color option that they give you here on this Italian calf leather. Very, very nice. Very impressed with this strap. Get a couple keepers and the stitching that matches. Very, very good. There's only 7 points of adjustment here. I would have liked to seen a few more of those, but they do give you the quick release, which is good as well for quick and easy strap changes. Well, there you have it. That's my full review of the BALTIC MR01. And I do have to say, this is a stunning watch. I really enjoyed my time with it. And if you ask me if it lives up to the hype, I would tell you, yes, it does. It really does. It's a really enjoyable piece. Now, another question is it worth the price tag? Is it worth that $630 US? In my opinion, I think it could be a little bit cheaper, just considering the fact that there are a lot cheaper watches that use this very same movement for a much, much, much cheaper price. So just something to consider. I think the price point could have been a little lower on a watch like this, but I also think that you're paying for that BALTIC name. BALTIC is a great micro brand, and you're paying for their craftsmanship and their attention to detail with finishing on a watch like this. So you have to keep those things in mind as well. But I want to hear your thoughts down below. Do you feel like this particular watch is a little overpriced, or do you think it's priced right for what you get on a piece like this? Please share your comments down below. I won't be keeping this watch, not because I don't like it. I do like it, but I don't feel like it has a place in my collection at this moment in time, being a real dress watch. I just recently got that Cartier Santos, so I'm wearing that all the time for dressy occasions, and so this one doesn't really have a place. So I'll be passing it on to someone who will enjoy it. And again, anybody who picks up this watch, I think, will enjoy it. So let me know your thoughts down below about the BALTIC MR01. I'd love to interact with you down there. Please, if you liked this video, hit that like button. Let us know. It really helps out, and it goes a long way. But that's it for today's video. Thank you for stopping by to the Town Watch. We'll see you next time.